Hi everyone, welcome back. You're watching First Trades right here on ET Now. I'm Mubina Kapasi joining in on the show. Markets meantime looking pretty good. That recovery momentum seems to be sustaining. I guess courtesy crude, courtesy rupee. But let's go across then to Dr. C.K. Narayan, who's joining us now right here in our studios with interesting stock strategies as well as chart patterns that he has found popping out in today's trading session. Dr. Narayan, over to you.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Chart Check with me, C.K. Narayan. And what we are going to do today is take a look at a couple of stocks which have a commonality of theme. The idea here being whether we can spot some advanced information on the known fundamentals using our technical, let's say, setups. So the first stock I do have for you is NCC, which is Nagarjuna Construction Company. The stock has come into focus after some excellent earnings which were reported recently. And on the charts, particularly the longer term charts, you will find that it's poised for a breakout at about 115, 120 price zone. Now, this is a zone which has been in the making for a very long period of time. And right now we are seeing better volume, better momentum signals, which should all enable this particular breakout. And why should this breakout really be happening? I think it's based upon the fact that the company has witnessed substantial order inflows over the last 1 year, and I think this is proving to be a major catalyst, assuming of course they have, they are able to execute well. Now, if you look at the breakout pattern or the setup on the charts, we can actually expect a very good 30 to 100% kind of upside in this particular stock. There on the charts, if you see, you can see that there's a rounding pattern kind of situation. There is a long consolidation over several years, and once it is past this 120 levels, I think you will see that the stock could easily scale up to about 145, 150 area, which is the last supply zone. And once that is passed, which I believe it has full potential of doing so. So if you're looking at 115 to 150, that's about 20% from where we are today. But then if you look at the rounding pattern situation, I think that leaves room for really large amount of movement to the upside. 200, 220 is possible over the longer term if you plan to hold it for about a year or year and a half. So I think NCC first up as a potential breakout candidate, which is supporting what are the known fundamentals at the moment right now. The second stock that I have for you today is Sudarshan Chemical. And in Sudarshan Chemical also we are seeing a similar situation where the prices have actually staged a breakout in the month of March, and then they have come back to that breakout point. In the recent fall of the market weakness actually saw what you see in the longer term charts of Sudarshan Chemical is that right now it's taking very good supports on the 50 period moving average. But what you had seen earlier was that there was nearly about 18 months of consolidation. Now this very long 18-month consolidation was because of the reckoning that 2017-18 might not be a very good year. The first half was not too good, and typically for a company like Sudarshan Chemical, it is the first half which really matters for their performance. Second half was a little lightish. But what might be really sort of prompting this upside breakout, which we saw in the month of March, and that was very swift with a lot of volume, with a lot of power, indicating that fresh buying has come into the stock. So you can see the breakout here. Post that big long consolidation, there's a nice breakout and a pullback. Now I think there is a general consensus that the earnings for the next year will be much better. You had about 14 rupees earnings which had been reported up to now, but the consensus projections for the next year are nearly about 50% higher, bordering on about 20-21 rupees. I think the charts are reflecting that expectation in the market, and therefore you have this breakout, and it's around 490, 500 rupees right now. From here we can expect a price target based upon the current setup on the charts at least about 700 to almost as much as 770. So that leaves you with a decent amount of upside if you were to invest into Sudarshan Chemical over the medium term. So two stocks, both on the breakout mode, both of them reflecting what are the known set of fundamentals, and both of them looking very positive for the immediate future.
And thanks very much for that. Let's